This, I'm not too sure about this Tinker. The only reason why is I think this lineup is a little bit slow from Fnatic. We've seen the Evil Genius playbook so far. You don't need Inkswell as well as the Frost Shield on Lich, and actually he didn't take the Frost Shield. He's gone into the Frost Blast level 1. But come level 2, when you've got that Frost Shield, you're able to make up some distance and you know, really close the gap between, say, maybe you and DJ. It could put him into a lot of trouble. And right away, Fly just hitting away at DJ, has the Frost Blast up in 2 more seconds. And one more right click, has the damage. And first blood for Fly as DJ tries to drag the lane.
The Phoenix has 0 armor, so very easy for them to just bring him down.
And here comes DJ. So looking at Sumail, you got the March of the Machines down. Telekinesis with the Feybolt hitting. Sumail trying to run away from this one.
Laser
and a laser available, and there it is. So getting the kill on a Sumail. Good rotation from DJ as he fed first blood over. Oh, top again. MP just gets away. He did have that silence on him. The Icarus dive comes through on S4 as well as Crypt doing a little bit of damage, trying to push them back. As again popping another salve is this Faceless Void, really stuck in a bad way. And the Stroke of Fate clips MP, so...
Oh, Ice is dead at bottom. Omni Slash into a spin. Easy brings him down. There were a couple of stacks for Abed over here. So like we said during the draft, 100% the most important thing this game for Fnatic is the Tinker's BOT and Blink timing. And they're just doing everything that they can to speed that up.
Stormhammer over top. They're going to look for this Faceless Void. Meanwhile, Fly gets killing Ice. So we've got 3 heroes set up over towards this top lane. Oh, Phantom's Embrace not going to be able to get the kill. Still not level 6, so no Chronosphere available. But Appa makes the rotation over towards top. Sumail finally coming in.
Still, EG very much in control here. RTZ just going to be going for Yasha. Nothing too shocking for him, item build wise. Fly just grabbing some levels over at mid while Sumail was away, and
Sumail drops the Sanities. Also has the Astro Imprisonment. It's enough to get the kill onto Jabs. So finds a solo kill for himself onto the Phoenix. And that is the 4th time this Phoenix has died already, so really just struggling to find any semblance of a game at the moment.
Their support combination is just kind of weird and kind of weak. Oh, Chrono. Okay.
Chronosphere over top. Fable gets thrown to the Grim Stroke. Crit, still not dead just yet. He tries to throw the Inkswell on himself, and after the Chronosphere is done, right click comes in from MP, and he uses that Chrono to get himself at least 1 kill. But the Stampede used bottom. They've got the Sinister Gaze. Ice was trying to get away. Frost Shield put on top of Fly. RTZ continuing to move on forward. He doesn't have Omni Slash for another 38 seconds, but they have the Frost Blast slowing down Ice, who's making a lot of space with 3 heroes here. The Blade Fury on top of him, and he will taunt, but it doesn't look like he's getting out of this one.
Sumail claiming that kill as his own.
Are they that dependent on the Chronosphere? Like, is there any way else for them to get a kill here, or is it just what EG brings to the table too much for them to really go in? And before you answer that, Ice in a little bit of trouble. Sumail on the run. They've got the Astro Imprisonment. The Icarus Dive comes across from Jabs. They've also got the TP over from Ape, but it's not going to matter. They'll lose the Centaur, and then right off the bat, Fly and Sumail will back off. And the only way in right now is Time Walk with the Chronosphere, but over bottom is MP, and he might actually be in trouble. He Time Walks away just in time. Stormhammer coming out. Telekinesis. Creating a little bit of trouble, but the Soul Line comes in with the Chain Frost. So this is going to be bouncing around heavily. The Seven is going to be dropped. They lose the Phoenix as well as Ruby to start this fight. The Stormhammer hits on 2, but this is behind the tier 1 in a pretty precarious position is these 2 Fnatic heroes, so definitely questionable Sanities eclipse there, which means that's down, and I think that almost guarantees you a chance at getting the Chronosphere off. And the stun from S4 was towards the Creep, not at DJ, but S4 in a lot of trouble. The Frost Shield's out on him, but the Rocket's coming in from Ape to get the kill. So, again, just a bit sloppy there from EG, and that's going to cost them.
RTZ finding a DD is going to decide to try for the Roshan, though. This isn't easy against Fnatic's lineup, and it looks like they do know what's going on. And like you said, Sanity's
Ice. Blink, Hoof Stomp, Double Edge. Now the Rocket's coming in, but the Astro Imprisonment is going to come out from Sumail. Now, let's see how willing they are to try and dive in onto this, because Roche is almost dead. And they'll get the kill on a fly. They'll throw the Stormhammer out at an MP, but he does have that Chronosphere available, so they need to get out of harm's way. The Supernova is going to be laid down. The Rockets come across. MP looking to finish off this Roche as the Supernova does pop. And EG might be the ones who need to re-engage here as this Roche might go the way of the Dire. The Blink Hoof Stomp actually hits onto an Illusion. There's the Icarus dive over. The Soulbind locks up DJ as well as Ice. The Stormhammer on top of that on an MP as the Aegis is picked up by this Faceless Void. Throws the Chronosphere. That comes through, hitting away, getting the kill onto S4. They'll look for more. The laser is there. The Omni Slash comes out from RTZ, landing on a Jabs, getting the kill. It's only one as the laser and everything else around it from Fnatic is able to clean up this jug.
All right. Well, I don't even know if they needed to go for the Roshan at that point in the game. They probably went for it just thinking that it was free for them, but I really don't think that that's the case at all against Fnatic's lineup. Oh,
Stormhammer. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, but they've got the Stampede that's going to be over S4. He's slowed up. The Time Dilation comes out on top of that with the Rockets coming through. Sumail coming over, but the Soulbind locks in Uphead as well as DJ, who uses the Blade Fury. The Blink Hook's not coming out onto the Grimstroke. They might be able to get a kill on a crit. Sanity's Clips drop down with the Astral Imprisonment on an MP. MP moves forward. He's got the Chronosphere that's going to land on a Sumail, locking him in. Laser Rockets, that gets the kill. 2 heroes gone on the side of EG as they only lose their position 5 Phoenix. Continuing to move on forward is Ice looking over at Fly, who's got the Frost Shield on top of him. Blink Dagger, 2, 1 with the Hoof Stomp. There it is. And then the double edge on top of it, but I don't know if this is really going to get him the kill. DJ comes over, the Sinister Gaze comes, the Stroke of Fate is going to be thrown out by the Rubik with the Fade Bolt. Stormhammer locks in 2 of these heroes on Fnatic, and they do not get this Lich kill. And we can start seeing that with level 15 here for the Void, with the time lock damage, as well as Tinker getting closer and closer to level 20. And things are looking good for Fnatic, although they're only up 2,000 net worth, but look on over, and Arteezy's just quickly dead. They time walk over with the Stampede, they bring in a couple with the TPs, Aegis will be reclaimed, S4 is able to run away.
The EG is wary, they're sticking to the high grounds, and they are kind of sticking together, though Sumail split up from them just a little bit.
Fly right into the hands of MP, will be immediately taken out. The Blink with the Hoof Stomp coming in from Ice as well as the double edge. That's going to be onto Crit, who will also fall. It's 2 heroes. They don't buy back immediately. The Omni Switch comes down on an MP as well as Ice but the Chronosphere right on top of it. The Blade Fury is there. The Soul binds down into the cliff. Sumail running to the edge of this Chronosphere with the BKB being popped. He looks over at Ice. The buyback comes up from Uphead, who fallen earlier in this fight. Jab's in a lot of trouble, but he's got himself the triple kill, staying alive, getting to the low ground. Somehow he's going to escape. Arteezy and Sumail fall. 3 heroes dead on EG as they bought back on Crit. Uphead looking for more. Crit just bought back, and this is most likely going to be a dieback. S4, meanwhile, he's going to be lifted up with the telekinesis as well as the stolen Astral Imprisonment. They don't go to get this Sven, and all they have here is DJ and Jabs. MP finally coming over, the Blink over towards S4, but he's hit with the Stormhammer, and the Blink away keeps him alive. Ooh, but Crit, he never fully made it out of there, and now he's just dead.
Well, he actually, funnily enough, he did. Like, the Tinker was completely out of mana. Abed didn't have anything left in the tanks. Kind of a weird fight. I think the Chronosphere may have actually been better for EG than it was for Fnatic. Sumail got a lot done with that. And the positioning was the key thing about that last fight as well. I think that's the reason that the Phoenix has so much impact, is because Fnatic knew exactly where the fight was going to happen, and Jabs could make sure that he got a good Supernova off and get all of his spirit damage and whatnot. Oh, Arteezy.
Chronosphere on Arteezy in a lot of trouble, and they've certainly got the damage to clean him up. He doesn't have buyback. Now the Blink Hookstock comes through. That's going to be on to S, where he uses the War Cry with the Chain Frost bouncing around with the Soulbind. That also came out, so 2 of them bouncing around, trying to do what they can. They look over at the Supernova. He ends up dying. He does have buyback. The Chain Frost still bouncing around, doing so much damage to the side of Fnatic, and they finally kill Ice. That was bouncing forever. Obviously, that is a luxury item by far, if that were to happen.
Fnatic just going again. Chrono in 25 seconds.
Blink Hoof Stomp coming through on a crit. Meanwhile, S4, he's inside the pit. DJ takes notice of this. They actually go away from crit, focus on S4. The match is coming through. The BKB being popped. The Soul Bomb comes out with the Omni Switch flying through. Op-Ed Ice they have to back up with the Chain Frost coming in. That's going to be Chain Frost for the Soul Bomb once again. Bouncing around, doing what they can. Sumail right-clicking away at Ice, who used the BKB just before he gets Hoof Stomp. Icarus dive and a nice Chrono on top of there's the Dag, and that's going to rip through Arteezy, who ends up falling. There's the Supernova popping, but it's going to be avoided with the Astro Imprisonment on Sumail on himself, who blinks away, but they lose S4. The Bash is coming out. They've got the telekinesis coming through from DJ, and they lose 3 in a good fight from Fnatic despite losing Ice.
Arteezy ended up bouncing to the illusions in his Omni Slash. He didn't actually stick with the heroes and get either of those kills. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the fight all that much, but...
Oh no. That's Fly. Alive so far, but... Oh, Sinister Gaze still surviving, but the Rockets come in and get the kill, and now they look over at Crit. And yeah, Top-Head's here, and he's throwing rockets into everybody's face to get the kill.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, cool little play from Abed, blinking away from the Phantom to finish the kill, and then just TPing out. But yeah, Fnatic looking really good, especially at this point.
Stormhammer, that was from DJ. Fly, you bought back for what?
But EG did kind of play into that a little bit with their 2 supports and the Sven pick. Just a couple, it's a lot of spells that are really easy for Rubik to use and really high impact and really easy for him to steal.
Ooh, God Strength, Blink, Stormhammer coming out, but we're already taking a lot of damage with the Sunray right on top of him. MP gets the kill. The Sandus Clip's going to be dropped onto the Ice as well as Jabs. BK is going to be popped by MP with the Stormhammer being thrown back at this Jug. Arteezy in a lot of trouble as he's lifted up by the telekinesis. He's going to be dead for 74 seconds without pop back. The Dagger comes in. They'll get the kill on Sumail. 4 heroes dead. And now EG, all they've got left is a Grimstroke with the Sunray on top of him. He'll end up falling. Full team wipe in the favor of Fnatic, and game 1 goes in their favor as well.
Nice. Honestly, I didn't think that Fnatic's lineup was going to look this good, but EG didn't really do anything with the early game lead. Still, they have a little bit of a question in terms of who's going to be playing what, and it is going to be Crit on the Magnus. So despite S4 being on the team, they are going to be having the...
Close to that bounty. Rooney finally picks it up. He bottles it and should be able to pick up the other one towards bottom. And meanwhile, Ice, he gets a 3rd, so it's 3 for 1.
Ooh, toss back with the TP in from Jabs.
Might be able to get the kill. Sumail in trouble. The telekinesis came out with the tower and the tree tossed into his face. Sumail, he is the victim of First Blood, and Oped's the one who gets it with a rotation over from the Rubik. But nothing will be had by either side, and Sumail will use this time to fill up his bottle, go back to base, heal up as much as he can, and
look at
come back. But
though.
that's going to be into the hands of Ice if he plays this to try and go in. Does have the Primal Split available, Fly nearby, Thunderclap to start, Torrent coming in, but he's stunned up, and here comes Oped, DJ as well as the Rubik. Frost Shield doing as much as it can, but Sumail getting chased up pretty hard. The Stampede comes out. It's not going to matter, but that's over bottom where they look for MP. They've got the Hoof Stomp. The telekinesis through. Not enough to save the Gyro. PA gets out of harm's way. There's the Skewer pushing Jabs away from his tower, so making him much more vulnerable. And the Rubik has to be careful as the Shockwave back into the hands of S4, and the Tether won't matter. As DJ did pop a salve trying to help out this Rubik, but unfortunately won't be able to do so.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be okay. It's going to take them a little while, but still. They got to get rid of this right now before Fnatic have the opportunity to contest it.
And they come over, and that's going to bring the attention of all of EG, who are making the rotation in. MP comes on over, but most of the stacks already been taken. They've got the X as well as the boat. That'll come through onto this Wisp, and let's see where their follow-up is. As the avalanche comes in from Oped, it's not going to be enough damage. Just yet the RP hits on the 2. Arteezy in a little bit of trouble. There is the Sinister Gaze that's going to lock in Ice, but they get the kill on Arteezy. Now they're looking for more with the Primal Split being used by the Brewmaster. The Cyclone holds up Sumail. They'll kill Fly. That's 2 dead on EG as they continue to surround Sumail. Kunkka's got nowhere to go. The Avalanche in 3 kills for Fnatic, and they lose nothing.
I really like what Fnatic did. They planted 2 wards at the same time when they came up onto that high ground, just knowing that if one of them got dewarded, they would still have the vision that they need. So
Crit's in trouble. Homing missile hits and the rocket barrage on top. MP with another kill, but the X coming through once again on DJ is going to be enough once more. X, boat, torrent, all landing, but the tether over, and he's still fine looking for the relocate, but into the feet, into the hoofs of S4. And he ends up dying anyway, but off-screen Fly, he dies to a neutral creep.
But they've put wards everywhere that he wants to be farming, and it seems like Fnatic are just going to keep on running at him. I think that's what Abed's job in this game is. He's just going to be running at the PA constantly. Ooh.
He just gets run down. The damage from MP as well as the homing missile where you're able to go in. You know you have safety with DJ by your side.
Chongqing is quite strong at this point of the game, but the Brewmaster is also really, really potent, so gotta be careful.
Okay, on cooldown, but they've got the smoke. They look over at Sumail. The homing missile coming in. They'll bring jabs all the way to the outside of this. They almost want to see Sumail use X on somebody so they can't catch up, but the homing missile comes in. They've got the Primal split on top of it. There's the rocket barrage, and Sumail in a lot of trouble, but he gets the stampede off. There's the toss. It's only on a creep, so it's not on a hero that can really hold him in, but the tree toss comes in as well as the stun. That's from the bear of Ice to make sure they get the kill on a Sumail. Trying to skewer away, but the telekinesis is out from the Rubik. They've got the toss on top of it, and there's Jabs finishing him off with the Fade Bolt, 10-3 in favor of Fnatic, and just putting a lot of pressure on EG early.
Abed's looking for Arteezy. He doesn't want the Magnus. He wants a bigger kill.
Going around the back, Jabs shows himself. Arteezy throwing the Stifling Dagger out as S4 comes over. Blink, hoof stomp, and they might have spotted the Tiny, but now the Blink with the Avalanche and the toss coming in. The Fable is going to finish off Arteezy. Now they look over at S4. The Skewer, Telekinesis, Chain Frost coming in from Fly. The relocate coming out from the Auto. And now Crit trying to run away, but with the Chain Frost bouncing, it's a little bit difficult for Fnatic, but not too bad. Is now they've got the Tether on an MP. MP very much unkillable at this point. They clean up Crit. Down goes S4. 4 heroes dead. Sumail's the only one alive, but the only reason he is alive is because he's nowhere near involved. I was a little nervous on that one. If he was going to get pulled back and land.
I mean, I know that if you buy back mid-toss, you can reappear where you were, so it's a bit tricky.
Here's the X as well as the bow, but the Primal is going to be used by Ice. They've also got the homing missile coming in, so the stun's going to be thrown out by Ice to start this one, and then the homing missile on top of that. MP comes over, the Blink Hoof Stomp comes up from S4 as well as the Stampede on top of that. BKB is going to be popped by Sumail. The Torn hits onto the Gyrocopter, and now they're trying to relocate out with the call down coming in, and they just get away, but the Telekinesis through on Arteezy, who has to back off in this fight. Is already low. DJ in a lot of trouble, getting blown up. He's the first one to die. The Chain Frost bouncing around. Jabs gets the Sinister Gaze is going to come out with the RP from Crate on a 2. That's going to be on Ice's side as well as Jabs. Arteezy looking for another opening here. They lost S4. He buys back immediately. Blink Hook Stomp onto the Rubik, and now they might be able to get themselves a secondary kill. They finally find themselves Rubik. The boat comes out once again from Sumail. Is hit by this Avalanche, but it's not going to land on anybody as he was hit by the Avalanche, and the X doesn't get pulled back in time. MP full health as well as Oped. EG need to find their spots carefully, and unfortunately for them, yeah, Fnatic's doing a really good job. And back into the Roche pit they go. They can keep up the aggression, especially if they got this Aegis. But here come EG again. Blink, Hoof Stomp, that's going to land on 2 as well as the Chart. But the Blink, nice toss. That's bringing Sumail back, who no longer has the X versus spot. The cooldown is going to come out on a couple of these heroes. They've got the boat flying in from Sumail, pop the BKB. MP chasing for a moment, but they go back into the Roche pit. They don't want to lose focus. Go for the Aegis, get themselves a second life here on the MP, and then move in. They get the second life. The Torrent's going to land on the Rubik. They continue to move forward with the Avalanche, and then the toss pulling Sumail back, who's no longer got this BKB. Focused down and in a lot of trouble as the boat from Jabs is the one that hits. And now they look over at Fly, and they've got him in the Cyclone. They'll get the stun. They'll get the kill. 2 heroes dead on EG. Fnatic go back into the Roche pit.
He still has the Storm Panda.
Oh, S4 doesn't get Cyclone. That was really close.
But they do just want to siege for a little bit. I mean, the boat's not a huge cooldown. It's going to be back up in 20 seconds time, but
X marks the spot. That'll be on the MP, who still has this Aegis. Still pulling back with the Skewer. That's a nice place to put him and take out that Aegis to start. So that's going to draw Fnatic deep into this dire base. So we'll see what they're able to do afterwards. They land a turret, and as he comes up the second time, Arteezy moving with a BKB, trying to right click MP down, but beating up one of those pandas, looking for more. There's the stun, and Ice panda dealt with. That was very nice from EG. And now they see, because they don't want to allow Fnatic to exit here. They got the X, that's going to land that MP, but the damage on Arteezy is just 2 frames, and on trouble. The boat comes in. They lose Arteezy, the RP on 2. EG have a huge opportunity to make something happen as 4 goes in with the double edge as well as the host stomp. That's going to land on a couple of these heroes. Oped getting involved. Looks over at S4. They've got no Arteezy as the Stone RP comes in. Fly dies, S4 is down, and only Fly has buyback at the moment. Sumail moving forward, and no DJ, but the toss comes, Sumail's dead, and he's got buyback as well. Without the Gyrocopter, the pushing potential isn't exactly amazing from Fnatic at this exchange.
Who are they going to send up? Are they just going to try and toss this down?
So there's the X, forcing out the Primal Split from Ice Ice. The Frost Shield will be out onto the tower, as well as the Crimson Guard, trying to do as much as it can to stop them from taking the tier 3, but at the end of the day, the tier 3 is gone. The X spot comes down on an MP, but no follow-up for that at the moment. Homie so will hit onto Suman. Let's see how willing Fnatic are to go. Back to form as Ice. Now they got the type of dagger. The blink post on comes out from S4, but Opez is going to blink very offensively. They've got themselves the Avalanche and the Stone RP. That's going to be huge here for Fnatic. The RP back coming in and really leading the way here for EG. They lose the Lich. They lose the Room. It's really gone for both sides just yet. A buyback here on the Lich. The Avalanche toss comes out on Suman, and that's going to be big. But S4 landing the hook stop. There's the Chain Frost bouncing around, doing what it can. But let's see, they've got the follow-up to kill off Oped. They need a couple more shots. They'll finally kill him. And now, without the Tiny, are you really willing to stay? You'll get them. Get the melee racks, hopefully, and now it's your time to back off. But Artesian a little bit, well, he's surrounded by MP as well as DJ. The host comes through. That's going to end on Ice, but MP continues to move on forward. The sun comes out on Artesian. He's in a lot of trouble. But the buyback comes out from Suman. They got the X, as well as Stifling Dagger onto MP, pulling him back. There's the Torrent, but tethered up once again. DJ, gets the relocate out. Artesian's now dead to MP. He's not even there. The call down finishes him off. Now the X on the Ice with the boat following it up, but they just don't have the damage, and MP and DJ are back. Fnatic couldn't play this more perfectly.
All the little plays from Fnatic have been so good. I don't really understand why EG went on the Brewmaster. I feel like he was the only available target. Just because the rest of Fnatic had kind of backed off, and I think he wanted to force the fight.
Sumail pops the BKB. He'll steal the Torrent. Sumail trying to do all he can with the Blink Host Stomp. Or no, his Blink actually coming from Crit. He's not able to do anything there as S4 continues to move on forward with BKB pop by MP. Meanwhile, on the back lines, we see RTZ kill off DJ. So you no longer have that Wisp.
But has BOTs. He's coming.
He's here.
He thought he had time to go for the Radiance, but then the last couple of minutes have just been so good for Fnatic. He kind of desperation bought this Sanj, trying to get a Heaven's Halberd or something along those lines, but EG really feel like they're on the brink.
Nice blink telekinesis in a lot of trouble as the Torrent that was stolen a little bit of a while ago. Nice P, but where's your follow-up? You no longer have to mount. The Chain Frost is going to be bouncing around. S4 comes in with a hook. That's going to land on a couple of these heroes. The Stifling Dagger's thrown out, but the stolen RP comes back in. That's going to lock down S4. He's in so much trouble being right-clicked by MP. Meanwhile, Crit goes down, and they're looking for more because Oped's inside the base. S4 goes down, and relocated in. BKB's going to be popped by Ortiz. They're looking for enough damage to kill off DJ, but now he realizes he just needs to run the Phantom Strike over to S4 as he's thrown in the air by Isis Panda, who's finally back to form.
Couldn't get the BKB off, and now he's just dead for 60 seconds. They got no Kunkka, and they're missing a lot of tools for this fight.
Backlines, Avalanche, toss, S4 going in without really anybody else. So get the kill on a DJ, but he ends up paying with it with his life for that kill. And he's dead for 104 seconds.
SSI is going to go scout with the Storm Panda. Nicely done.
Ooh. RTZ. Heaven's Halberd here onto the Centaur. So after that Crimson Guard, he goes into the Heaven's Halberd. And again, still, we'll see. It's countdown clock to Divine Rapier, but I don't know if he's even going to get there. RTZ in a little bit of trouble as the E-Blade comes out. Avalanche toss. RTZ able to survive for now, but ends up on MP. Now the hook stomp's not going to really matter. It's stunned up his S4, and the Stampede comes out a little bit too late. They've got the telekinesis. RP on a 3, so maybe the turn. If they've got the damage, it would really work out if they had RTZ. But now the Chain Frost on top of it. 3 heroes dead. This is a big problem for EG as the relocate from DJ, just DJ. The Torrent comes in. The E-Blade again on a Sumail. He gets under his tier 4s, but hey, you thought it was cover earlier. It's not going to work out anymore as they just run you down and they eat you up. Fnatic taking game 2 and a 2-0 sweep over EG.
I think everyone on Fnatic played phenomenally this game, but especially Abed, I want to say. I think his Tiny was fantastic. Always on the right targets, found so many opportunities in these fights. He did really well in the lane as well against the Kunkka, who has felt like he's not impossible to deal with,